I'm a big Iron Maiden fan as well, and one of my favorite songs, The Trooper, is a cool way to get your finger speed and to introduce you to the concept of harmony. Now I'm going to play the introduction with a backtrack that I will include when I send you the PDF and everything. The audio track you can sit and jam along with. But I'm going to play through the intro, and you're going to hear on the third time there's a harmony kicking in. See if you can spot it. Okay, now step one, we're first going to learn this part. And then later we'll introduce the harmony. But that we're going to do now. Okay, going to first get the camera into focus, get to see exactly what's happening. We're going to start with fingers 1 and 3 in frets 5 and 7. You can see there's the nut at the top. Definitely fret number 5, definitely fret number 7. And we're going to start with a 777. But on the third 7, we're going to pull off to the 5. So, and if you look at my picking hand, you can actually see there that only 3 notes are picked, but the 4th note is a result of the pull-off. And then you go to the 7 on the 6th string for the next note. So that first phrase. Now, when you go to the 7 on the top that my third finger is touching, make sure you relax a bit of pressure. You can see my first finger's barely moving there. It's just relaxing the pressure to make sure that the string stops ringing. Slow motion, if you want to play with me. 2, 3, 4. You can see that little bit of a movement there. Okay, back to the fretting hand again. And the second half of the first bar, you take everything you did and you go -2. 1, 2. 2 frets down and do the same thing. So if you combine them, you're going to have the slow motion. And that you can see fret 5, fret 3, and it's the same. Pick, 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 pull off there, and pick the last note. The vibrato is obviously optional. At that speed you don't have much time for it. Now the beginning of the next bar is going to be fingers 1 and 2. So you're switching from fingers 1 and 3 for the first part, fingers 1 and 3 again for the next part, and for the last part with frets 2 and 3 you're using fingers 1 and 2 like this. And this is going to sound. So it's the same concept as the first 2 parts, but you don't have that open fret. In other words, over here, when I did it, I had an open fret here. When I went to the second part, open fret. And over here, there's no more open fret in between. So one more time, the second part, or the third part, sorry. And we're ending at fret 3 on the 6th string. Before we come back to the beginning, you're going to do a quick. Now, with that over there, you're moving your first finger across from the 5th string to the 4th string and then back. So it's a very small movement, you can see from this angle. And then you bring your ring finger in again for the 7. So slow motion. And you hold that note for 1/8 note. Okay. Now, if you put everything together so far, I'm going to try and get more of an overview of the neck now. We're going to have something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just trying to angle the guitar so you get a better overview so you can see my fretting fingers a lot better. Now, when you look at the end of the second bar and the beginning of the third bar, you'll notice that there's a 7 missing. So the original 777 that you started with is no longer there. That's because the last 7 of the second bar is still ringing and it carries into the first beat of the third bar. So you're going to have, so you can hear that pause there, pause, where when we started we didn't have it. And now you can hear the difference there. Okay. I want you to take this with me now. I'm going to try and get left and right hand into view, go to a different angle, try and sit more comfortably so you can see the fingers working over there. And let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the 4 times in a row. You'll notice it also on that last 7 that we spoke about earlier that gets held before you repeat. There's a bit of vibrato there. That sounds pretty cool. So try and include it. It's going to sound good. Okay. Now the harmony. On your PDF file, you'll notice that what we've played was written in blue. Underneath it says intro guitar 2 harmony, and all the tab there is in red. So it's going to sound like this. Ooh, wrong string. Let's try that again. Now by itself it sounds very, very wrong. But if you put it in context, check this out. I'm going to play the backtrack and I'm going to bring that part into play. So you're going to hear my pre-recorded guitar doing this, and I'm going to bring the harmony in so you can just hear the effect of it. And I'm going to angle it a bit better so you can see fret 9 and 10, and here we go. That's the original part. And I wasn't meant to play it 3 times, I just did it a bit earlier so you can hear what it sounded like. Now, let me just teach it to you as well. It's nice and easy. It's just fast, okay? But it's got that same sort of 3 notes in a row, pulling off and coming up a string. Now, what I mean by that, starting at fret 10, looking at the red tabs now, guitar 2 like we said, and it goes 10, 10, 10, pull off to the 9, and the 10 on top. So it's the same rhythm. You can hear the, that's guitar 1, that's guitar 2, and that's the combined to give us that harmony that we just demonstrated. The second half of the first bar, we go to fret 9 and 7. Now, a harmony by itself doesn't always sound cool. It relies on the basic melody in order to give it sort of melodic movement. So by itself, it sounds like maybe the Trooper on an out-of-tune guitar. Okay, but put it together with the basic blue parts and it sounds stunning. So one more time, 10 to the 9, second part, 9 to the 7, and it ends on an 8. And then into the second bar, it starts off pretty much the same way that the first bar started for the blue guitar here. Now, we're working with what they call third harmonies, which works on a combination of major and minor third intervals. This is a major third interval. This is a minor third interval. But we're not going to go too much into when do we use what and why. Otherwise, that's going to be a theory lesson all by itself. Just be aware of it. And if you want more information on major thirds versus minor thirds, how do we know when to use them? How do I create a harmony? If you want to know about that, drop me a WhatsApp, send me a comment. Happy to help. Always keen to play guitar. Okay, so we've done the first 3 parts and we're looking at the last part of the second bar, which is going to be played to accompany guitar 1 doing this. So your red part, and that's basically your harmony. On the original, you play through twice with the original going. Play through that twice, and then on the 3rd and 4th time the harmony, and it's just really fast. Now I'm skipping the part with, that's not what I want to teach in this lesson. What I want to teach in this lesson is the harmony and to get the pull-offs nice and smooth. Later I'll do a more in-depth study on the whole of the Trooper, covering all the individual parts. But I like finishing a lesson with a jam. Okay, so we're going to take, once you've done this whole harmony thing and everything, and there's a part that goes, and it goes quiet, and it does that. Now those chords will be basically verse 1, and I'm going to sit and jam with the backtrack, do the whole sort of guitar part, harmony thing and everything. First going to play the original riff, then the harmony, and then I'm going to do a solo just for the fun of it, and give you a bit of breakdown on what's happening, because your goals here were to learn some nice hammer-ons and pull-offs, learn a fast riff, to learn how harmonies sound together, what actually a harmony is, and then to have some fun. So here we go, going to jam the whole way through, and we'll see how it goes. sure one or two mistakes inside there, but the idea was to have some fun and just not rehearse anything. So everything you're seeing here is not rehearsed other than obviously the introduction and the harmony. So the whole improvise at the end was completely just me having fun. Now the scale that I'm using there, I just want to share it with you. I'm using a combination of the natural minor and the pentatonic, but the natural minor, E natural minor, because the jam is actually in E minor, is going to start at fret 12. There's a double dot, fret 12. And if you don't know your natural minor scale, also called the Aeolian, it goes like this. I'm going to call out the fret numbers. 12, 14, 15. Fifth string, 12, 14, 15. Next one, 12, 14. And then on the third string, you move back to fret 11, 12. And then we're going to go up to 14 over there. Then you move your hand back in position for 1, 2, and 4, those fingers in 12, 13, and 15. And you finish off on the first string going 12, 14, 15 again. Please pay attention to my finger numbers. They're really important for the scale. Then obviously reversing it. And I'm going to finish off with one last jam using that scale. I'm going to do the guitar sort of more head on so you can see it a bit better there. And I'm going to switch off the harmony part, and I'm going to sort of put the backtrack on the main melody guitar, and I'm going to play from here. And then go to the harmony. Hopefully I don't play a bum chord like I did in the first part. Like I said, nothing's rehearsed yet, everything's at the top of my head. So before we run out of time, let's do this. That's me saying, oh damn, the backtrack ran it before I did. Okay, guys, hope you have an awesome week. I hope you enjoyed the harmony. I hope you've learned a very cool riff, and I hope you've had some fun. Learn your natural minor, and if you want some tips on speed, for example, let me know. There's some nice little tricks that you can do, things like this, for example, which sound quite cool. Which I'm going to show you quickly because I see I've still got a minute left. I'm going to play frets 2, 3, and 5. But I'm going to hammer on with a lot of palm damping. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the string beneath it. Notice the finger sequence is the same. Finger 1, finger 2, finger pinky. Finger 1, finger 2, finger pinky. Then I'm going to jump up to the next string, fret number 4. Which is going to be 1, 2 and pinky again. Fret number 5, 1, 2 and pinky again. Fret number 7, pinky, 1, 2 and pinky again. And you put it together, slow motion. And at speed. And you got a nice little fast run to finish off with. This was obviously in the key of A minor, the jam was in E minor. See if you can work out how to put this in the correct key then. Have a good week. Take care. Bye-bye.